Daily Words of God.
In the current stream, all those who truly love God have the opportunity to be perfected by Him. Whether they are young or old, as long as they keep an obedience to God in their hearts and revere Him, they can be perfected by Him. God perfects people according to their different functions. So long as you exert all of your strength and submit to the work of God, you can be perfected by Him. At present, none of you is perfect. Sometimes you are capable of performing one type of function, and other times you can perform two. Just as long as you do your utmost to expend yourself for God, you will ultimately be perfected by Him. Young people have few philosophies for living, and they lack wisdom and insight. God is here to perfect man's wisdom and insight. His Word makes up for their deficiencies. However, the dispositions of young people are unstable and must be transformed by God. Young people have fewer religious notions and fewer philosophies for living. They think about everything in simple terms, and their reflections are not complex. This is the part of their humanity that has not yet taken shape, and it is a commendable part. However, young people are ignorant and lack wisdom. This is something that needs to be perfected by God. Being perfected by God will enable you to develop discernment. You will be able to understand many spiritual things clearly and gradually turn into someone who is fit for God to use. Older brothers and sisters also have their functions to perform, and they are not abandoned by God. Older brothers and sisters, too, have both desirable and undesirable aspects. They have more philosophies for living and more religious notions. In their actions, they adhere to many rigid conventions, being fond of regulations which they apply mechanically and without flexibility. This is an undesirable aspect. However, these older brothers and sisters remain calm and steadfast no matter what comes up. Their dispositions are stable. They do not have tempestuous moods and are always persistent. They may be slower at accepting things, yet this is not a major defect. As long as you can submit, as long as you can accept the current words of God and not scrutinize God's words, as long as you are concerned only with submission and following, and do not ever pass judgment on the words of God or harbor other ill thoughts about them, as long as you accept His words and put them into practice, then, having met these conditions, you can be perfected. Whether you are a younger or an older brother or sister, you know the function you ought to perform. Those in their youth are not arrogant. Those who are older are not passive, nor do they regress. Moreover, they are able to use each other's strengths to make up for their weaknesses, and they can serve one another without any prejudice. A bridge of friendship is built between younger and older brothers and sisters, and because of God's love, you are able to better understand one another. Younger brothers and sisters do not look down on older brothers and sisters, and the older brothers and sisters are not self-righteous. Is this not a harmonious partnership? If you all have such resolve, then the will of God will certainly be accomplished in your generation.
God perfects man according according to their functions. So long as you can do all in your strength and submit yourself to the work of God, you'll be able to be perfected by Him. Not one of you is perfect right now, whether you perform one function or two. Just use all your strength and expend for God, and ultimately He will perfect you. It doesn't matter if you're young or old, each one in this stream that truly loves God has the chance to be perfected by Him. Keep obedience to God in your heart and keep reverence for Him too, and you'll be perfected by Him. In the end, you know the function you ought to perform. Be you younger or older in the church, those in their youth are not arrogant, those older don't regress and aren't passive. Without prejudice, they serve one another, learning from each other to improve themselves. And this is how a friendship bridge is built. God's love helps you understand each other among brothers and sisters in the church. The younger ones never look down on the older, and the older never act self-righteously. Is this not a harmonious partnership? It doesn't matter if you're young or old, each one in this stream that truly loves God has the chance to be perfected by Him. Keep obedience to God in your heart and keep reverence for Him too, and you'll be perfected by Him. In the end, if you all have this resolve, God's will shall surely be done. Yes, it shall be accomplished in your generation.